The last reason that I'm going to say solo trips are A1 is they are really beneficial for your mental health, okay? I think taking time for yourself and just being still and being able to guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Marissa. If it's your first time tuning in, welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for tuning into another video. I know it's been a minute since I uploaded my last video. I've been uploading like dance videos and stretch videos and stuff like that, but it's been a minute since we sat and chatted. So I am excited to talk to you guys about one of my favorite topics ever, which is travel. So one of the reasons I haven't been uploading as frequently is because I've been super busy planning this retreat that I just executed and went on, and now that it's finally over, I feel like I can breathe. I feel like I can get back to YouTube and focus on what my next couple of videos are going to be. So I don't talk too much about myself or my life personally. If you guys checked out my video about how to stay mysterious and how not to share too much of your life on social media, that literally applies to my life. Like, I'm very discreet. I'm very good at staying private. I don't share too much about my life other than me being a dancer, me being an entrepreneur, me being a fitness instructor and a personal trainer. And every now and then I'll share, you know, little tips and things about my life that has helped me grow over the years and has gotten me to the place that I'm in right now. So today I'm gonna share some more intimate details with you guys about travel, about solo travel, about planning this retreat that I was just on. Whether you guys are interested in solo travel yourself, or you're interested in group travel, or joining a retreat, or finding a retreat, I'm gonna get into the ins and outs today. So let's get into it. So let's talk about this retreat. So this was my second retreat that I planned, and the word retreat is so like, it's such a loose word because honestly, like, retreat just means like somewhere outside of where you would normally be, right? Like, think about back in the day when it was like the war and they're just like, retreat, retreat. So I like to call it a retreat just because like I feel like a lot of people know what that word means. However, I really plan curated vacations. I like to call them self-care retreats, and these are specifically for women who just want to take some time for themselves. Maybe they don't travel often, maybe they have kids, maybe they have a stressful job, maybe they don't have friends who can travel or like to travel or have the funds to travel, or maybe they're just afraid of traveling solo. So I started planning these retreats. My first one was last year in 2022, that was April, and we went to Arizona. So for the most part, these are my clients and my dance students, so a lot of them I already know them. This year we happened to have maybe like 2 or 3 people that people brought along, so they were like family or friends. It was super, super cool. Last year we went to Arizona, so we stayed in Scottsdale, Phoenix area, and then we took a day trip to Sedona, which is one of my favorite places ever. I freaking love Sedona. And the reason why I chose Arizona as the first retreat is because that's actually where, ironically, my first solo trip was. So I chose to take a solo trip in 2021. That was my first time like actually traveling and staying by myself. Like, I had been on flights by myself. I have like met people in different cities and things like that, but I never traveled fully by myself. I never stayed a couple of nights by myself. So it was super exciting. I felt like at that time I was going through, you know, a couple of things, which a lot of people were in 2021. And I was just like, you know what? I feel like this is the perfect time and the perfect opportunity. I think I was turning 30 that year, and I was just like, I need to start traveling by myself, and I don't want to depend on people to travel and to move around. Like, I don't want to have to wait on people to see if they can come or not, or to see if they have the funds or not, or to see if they can take off work. So I took a leap and I was just like, I'm going to Arizona. Like, the flights were pretty reasonable, and I found a nice hotel. I felt very safe there. I rented a car. I drove myself from Scottsdale to Sedona. So I already knew like the ins and outs of traveling and getting around the city and getting to Sedona. So I already had an idea of like what that looks like. And I was like, this is a perfect place for me to plan plan my first retreat. It's a very wellness and fitness based area. A lot of people go to Sedona for healing. A lot of people go there to meditate. Scottsdale has a lot of spas. There's a big fitness community over there. There's a big dance community. There's a lot of people from Cali who have moved there and they just decided to like pick up their dance career in Arizona. And I like that it's desert, but also like you kind of get to feel like you're in Cali without all the traffic, honestly. Like there was no traffic in Arizona, which I love. But aside from that, you guys can check out Arizona yourself. Arizona was the first trip. We went for about 4 days. It was like 3 nights, 4 days. And it was an amazing trip. That was like my first trial run to really just see how things were gonna go. It was a little stressful, I'm not gonna lie. And not even like the planning part. I really enjoy planning. Fun fact about me, I went to school for hospitality management and event planning. So I truly enjoy planning events. I planned my 30th birthday party. I think I just like being under stress and pressure, which is crazy because I complain so much about being stressed out and not having help and support, but I truly enjoy planning and executing events and things like that. So the planning aspect was actually really fun for me, but it was the executing part and like just making sure everybody was good and getting around and things like that. Also, it was a little stressful because it wasn't an all-inclusive trip, so trying to make sure like people, you know, were taken care of as far as like food and transportation and things like that. But it turned out to be a really dope trip, so I was like, okay, let's keep this momentum going. Let's have another trip, another retreat. So the next one that I planned, which was the last one, was in Cabo in Mexico. And that was literally like 2-3 weeks ago. And I'm still on a high from it. It was so good, so good. And the first retreat that I planned, it was 10 people. This one was 16, including myself. So a few more bodies, a little bit more stressful, but also like a little less stressful because we did stay on an all-inclusive resort. So everything was already included in everybody's package. There was really no reason to like leave the resort. You had everything there, nightclubs, you know, food, drinks was included. They had entertainment there. It was a pretty big resort. The beach was there, pools. It was amazing. So the only reason that we really went off the resort was for like a boat ride, and that was super dope as well. This trip was so much fun. Let's get into the details of like how I planned this retreat. If you guys are interested in the planning side, if you're not, you can fast forward this part or you could just watch if you're interested. So pretty much I open up a certain amount of spots and I figure out a budget. My clients are responsible for booking their own flights, so that's something that they take care of. However, I still want to keep in mind that people do have to pay for their own flights, so I try not to make it too pricey. These are women, these are working women, right? These are women that pay their own bills. They have their own responsibilities, you know, so I want to try to make it affordable for these women, right? Where they can still come and enjoy and have this luxury experience and stay at a 4-star hotel and have these like nice experiences and things like that, but I still want to make it affordable. So basically I create a budget based on hotel prices, airfare prices, and I compare a few different hotels based on what they're offering, what it looks like. Ratings are super important to me. I love TripAdvisor for that. I love like actually reading people's real reviews about staying at the hotel. Like I don't want to just see 4 stars. I need to read what people's experiences. I want to see the customer pictures. I don't want to just see these professional photos from the hotel. No, I need to see how people actually staying, what their experience is like, all that. Yeah, so pretty much I create a budget and a package based on that, and then obviously I have to pay myself for the labor of it, the planning of it. Based on that, I do a package, and then if any excursions or extra activities are included, I put that into the budget as well. So aside from all the financial stuff, it just has to come together, and you really just have to be patient and you have to be faithful that things will come together. Like it is a stressful thing. Like I did have a lot of anxiety surrounding it, and I was just like, I hope that this goes well and I hope that there's no drama, because with women there can sometimes be a drama, as you know. I was a little stressed out regarding that, but it really turned out to be an amazing trip. Everyone got along so well. Everyone had a beautiful time. Everyone looked beautiful. Everyone was just having fun, just dancing. We did dance classes on the beach. We did a stretch class. It was an amazing time. Now that we're back, I'm already planning for the next retreat in October, and I'm not gonna say where that one is. You guys will just have to watch my next YouTube video to find out. I just wanted to share what I was doing in the past couple weeks and why I've been MIA. But yeah, I just needed some time to get through that whole retreat and to get myself back together and to catch up on work and all that stuff. And here I am, back on YouTube. Now let's get into some solo travel, okay? So if you guys are watching this and you're maybe thinking about taking a solo trip, or maybe you've taken a solo trip and maybe it didn't go, you know, the way that you wanted it to, or maybe you're still on the fence like, I want to take a solo trip, or I want to travel with my friends, but my friends are flaky, or my friends are broke, or they're very committed to like their family or their job and they can't take the time to travel with me. Whatever the case is, I'm gonna tell you right now, solo travel is one of the best gifts that you can give to yourself. So at this point, I've gone on 2. One of them I vlogged, which was my last trip in November for my birthday. I went to Curacao, and you guys can check that out. I'm gonna link the video right up here. But that video is blowing up because honestly, like, not a lot of people know about the island of Curacao, and it's so beautiful. It was amazing. I felt like that was the perfect place for me to travel by myself and just enjoy my birthday, and I would definitely go back. If you guys want to take a look at that trip and learn more about the island, you guys can definitely check out that vlog. Don't forget to like that video or ask some questions in the comments. Let me know if you guys have any questions about traveling to Curacao. But back on the topic of solo travel. So I would say after Arizona and me traveling by myself the first time, I was kind of just like in this, like, I just got this confidence, and I was just like, I went to Arizona, I was driving around by myself. Like, I drove to Sedona, which was like 2 hours from where I was staying. Like, I made friends out there, I met people, and I was like, I want to continue to do this at least once a year. Like, I want to give myself that time for myself. And I'm gonna tell you guys, like, traveling by yourself, if you guys are afraid and you're making up all these scenarios in your head, like, people are gonna come after you, people are snatching women, and you know, there is traffickers out here. Yes, guess what? There is traffickers, and there's people out here who are doing crazy things to women all the freaking time and anyway. But if you're gonna have that mindset and you're gonna let those things and those bad people stop you and hold you back from living your life, you will never live your life. I had to kind of just like put that to the side and be like, okay, well, I do know there are these risks of traveling solo, especially as a woman by yourself, but I also know, like, I have to be smart, and I really do trust myself. I feel like I have enough street smarts. Like, I know what it's like to be on your own. I know what it's like to check your surroundings and all that. And I'm not saying that anything can't happen to me, and I'm not saying that I'm invincible, but what I am saying is I'm gonna live my life, okay? I'm gonna live my freaking life. I did enough research. I would see the girls on Instagram, on YouTube, traveling solo, and I'm just like, why not me? But after that first trip, and then after Curacao, I was just like, this is something I want to do every single year. So I'm already planning my next trip, my next solo trip, along with the retreat. So much going on this year, but I'm honestly so grateful. So some concerns that you might have aside from safety: are you gonna get lonely? A lot of people, you know, have asked me that, like, well, isn't it lonely? Like, you know, don't you get bored? No. First of all, like, I'm used to being by myself. Like, I truly enjoy my own company. I'm a Scorpio. Like, I enjoy being by myself. I enjoy my time to just be within my thoughts, to meditate, to read, to create. I'm also a creative, so that has a lot to do with it. Like, I can't create when I'm constantly around people. I can't focus on the next steps for, you know, myself and my business when I'm constantly around people. My job is very social, and I have an extroverted job, and I'm an introvert. So I'm technically an extroverted introvert, but it's because of my job. It's because of the nature of my work. So when I do get these opportunities to be by myself, when I do get these opportunities to enjoy my company, to just chill out, to not be on anybody else's time, to not feel pressured to show up at certain times with certain energy and to talk all the time, like, I don't need to do that, you know, and it's so important for me to take that time to myself. And I feel like for so many people, not just women, not just entrepreneurs, I feel like men too can definitely benefit from solo trips and solo travel. Just want to encourage you guys, like, definitely look into it. If you're on the fence and you're wondering, you know, if it's right for you, I would say try something small. Maybe do like a little staycation within your city or within your state. You know, if you're someone that, like me, like you live next to a big city, like I live in Jersey, but I'm super close to New York City, you can always try out like just doing like a little staycation, just getting like a hotel or something close by. So it's like you're still close to home, you're not too far, but you can kind of get that feel, you know, of what it feels like being by yourself and checking in and out the hotel, just kind of like being, you know, conscious of your surroundings, going to dinner by yourself. That's another big thing that I feel like a lot of people are afraid of. Like, well, I don't want to eat by myself because I'm gonna look lonely, or I'm gonna look stupid, or people are gonna be looking at me. When I tell you, nobody's looking at you, okay? And even if they are, a lot of people honestly are impressed. Like, I had met two girls when I went to Curacao. They were, you know, friends. They were there together, and I ended up meeting them at the bar, and we had seen each other like in passing, like at breakfast and things like that. And when I met them, they were just like, oh my God, you're here by yourself? Like, that's so impressive. They were like, I really want to do that. I'm just too afraid. They were like, you know, how do you feel? Like, they were asking me all these questions, and I was just like, honestly, I feel great. This is the best time. And the thing about solo travel is, like, it doesn't have to be 100% solo. Like, you can take that time obviously to be by yourself and be in your room and be on the beach or whatever, wherever you're going, but you can also meet people. If you do need that social time, if you feel like you do want to talk to other people, you do want to meet people, maybe you're single, you're looking for love, I don't know, go to a new city, maybe you'll find somebody. But that wasn't what I was looking for. That wasn't my intention. But there could be different intentions behind your solo travel. It doesn't have to just be, okay, I'm gonna travel for 5 days and completely talk to nobody and turn my phone off and be completely silent and be a mummy. That doesn't need to be the case. You know, you can go out, you can meet people, you can network, you can naturally just strike up conversations. For me, that wasn't something that I was really focused on, but naturally it just happened. So in Curacao, I happened to meet a couple people that worked on the resort, and they showed me around some places in the city. It was also kind of like a leap of faith because, yeah, you know, you could have met the wrong person. You could have met someone who, you know, didn't have the greatest intentions, but that's where your intuition comes in, and that's where your street smarts, your discretion, and just picking up on people's vibe, that's where it's really gonna matter. So if you're someone who's kind of like, you know, you're not too great with like judgment of character, and you've been in some shady situations and people tend to take advantage of you, maybe you shouldn't be on a solo trip talking to anybody or trying to meet anybody or going off a resort. But, you know, if you are someone that considers yourself, you know, pretty smart and you could handle your own, then sure, go ahead and do that. I would say the best thing about solo travel is not having to please anybody or not having to agree or compromise with anybody else about what you want to do on your trip. Hey! Like, it's so nice to just be able to wake up whenever you went on vacation. You don't have to worry about anybody asking you like, hey, like, do you want to go eat at so-and-so time? Or I thought we were going to this place, and then they're upset because you're dragging your feet. Or maybe you wanted to go to that place and they're dragging their feet. Like, I feel like vacations are nice with other people, but sometimes, like, it can cause tension because if you're not on the same wavelength, you're not on the same vibe, you're not trying to do the same things, you're not trying to, you know, either go with the flow, or maybe you're someone that likes more of like an itinerary and a schedule. If it does not align, like, there might be some tension. Like, I've definitely traveled with people where I'm just like, I'm not doing this again. We're not on the same page. Like, you're trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. Like, I'm not even getting sleep. That's another thing, like on solo trips, like, you can actually sleep. Like, when you're traveling with either friends or a group of people, the chances of you getting quality sleep is very slim. Like, this retreat that I just went on, I got probably one day where I slept a good like 7 hours. hours, but the other times, like the other nights, we were just up, we were partying, we were excited to just be in each other's company, and that's cool. And that's exactly why I took my solo trip a couple months ago, because I'm like, well, I actually need a trip where I can like rejuvenate and rest and recharge. And this retreat coming up is not gonna be that, because number one, I'm working, right? I still have to oversee everything and manage and keep up with the itinerary and just make sure everybody's good. So it's somewhat still stressful for me. You know, it's not really a vacation for me. Like, yes, it's nice, it's still travel, and I'm able to get away and I'm able to spend more quality time with my clients and all that, but at the same time, it wasn't a vacation. So that's why I was very happy to take the solo trip a couple months ago. The last reason that I'm going to say solo trips are A1 is they are really beneficial for your mental health, okay? I think taking time for yourself and just being still and being able to journal, you know, on the beach or wherever you go. I'm just saying the beach because I'm thinking of like a tropical island, but you could be going to freaking Iceland or Europe. Wherever you are, I think taking the time to actually just be present and to take in the scenery, to just really enjoy where you are, to enjoy your food, to chew your food, to savor your food, to just feel like you're not in a rush all the time. Especially if you live in America, I feel like we're just constantly on go mode. We're always on go mode. We're always on grind mode. We're always hustling. We're always trying to figure out the next thing coming. And that's all well and good, you know, like especially if you're someone who is an entrepreneur or you're someone that is ambitious, like that's cool, but we definitely need time to slow down. It's so easy to become burnt out, especially if you are someone, maybe you're a YouTube creator, you know, like myself, maybe you're someone that makes TikToks or Instagram videos, whatever it is, like we genuinely need that break. We need that time for ourselves. So it's very important to take that time or your body's gonna take it for you. And I say this all the time, you need to be taking care of yourself. This is why I do stretch videos and I upload them to YouTube, because yeah, like I'm a dancer, yeah, I work out, yeah, I do all these intense workouts and I train people and all this, but there has to be a balance. You can't just be constantly putting wear and tear on your body, putting stress on your body, always constantly stressed out, always constantly worrying and being anxious. Like you have to take that time for yourself. And I feel like taking a solo trip, like it is one of the best things that you could do for your body and your mind and your soul, and I don't think you will regret it. So I hope this inspires you to book your next trip by yourself, or if you're not into solo travel and you're still kind of on the fence about it, definitely look into a retreat. You guys can look into my retreat. It's coming up October 6th to the 10th. I can't say where it is just yet, but you guys can check out my website, realrhythmdanceandfitness.com. Follow me on Instagram, Real Rhythm Dance Fitness, and of course my personal page, Wrist Fit Kitty. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you have any questions about solo trips or retreats or anything like that, drop it in the comments. Let's chat, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys.
Yeah.